Join me, Kim Tracy, for the music of Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band on Thunder Road, Sundays at 1 p.m. on the Voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC and on the iHeartRadio app.
.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College. Welcome to another edition of From the Press Box here every Monday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., part of the WHPC Sports Talk family, which includes Sports Talk on Mondays at 5 p.m., Tuesdays at 5 p.m., Thursdays at 9 p.m., and Fridays at 3 p.m., right here on 90.3 WHPC. I am Rob Leonard. And, of course, joining me is my late brother because, you know.
I'm still around, brother.
I know you're here, but, I'm
not your late brother.
You walk in at 9 o'clock and 30 seconds. Come on.
I'm still here.
You should be in the studio. Stop writing crap on Facebook. So, anyway.
Unlike you, I can multitask.
No, you can't, actually. Anyway, there's so many things to talk about, brother. I don't know where to start. I really have no idea where to start.
You should know where to start.
You know what?
Start with the Jets, brother. That's
topical. Just a quick mention. Islanders, first place.
Yes.
That
Shocking.
is incredible. That is so great. And this weekend was alumni weekend, actually.
Was it really?
But the thing was, they were supposed to do something over at the Marriott where you got to meet alumni. And literally last week they pulled it. But at the Barclays Center, they had a whole bunch of people show up. So I'm not sure what the deal was. It was competition.
Interesting.
Not enough people signed up for this. But it was a chance to meet all the Islander greats and get their autographs and get pictures, the typical stuff that fans want. And then they canceled. I hope they bring it back. I mean, the problem was, and I hate when they do these things, they never tell you how much it costs. They never say, do you get an autograph of Trottier's, whatever the cost is, or Nystrom, whatever.
Well, maybe that's why a lot of people didn't show up.
Well, yeah,
they weren't sure.
That could be. So, but the Islanders are in first.
Really, those things should be free.
Well, the old days they were.
If you want to build a little fan.
But the old days they were because they were current players. Now these guys,
right.
I hate to say it, brother. Some of these older players, they didn't save their money, and some of these actors too. They do these chiller autograph shows and. Especially out in L.A., there's a lot more autograph sessions than here.
Well, but don't get me wrong, brother. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be paid. They should be paid, but they should be paid by the franchise.
Well, that's something else.
That's what you call community relations.
Well, that's true, too. That would be it'd be nice if they had them as, community advisors.
Give each
like John
player.
Starks, I think, is a Knicks community advisor.
A lot of the old guys are. Dolan's got a lot of them on the payroll. But
except for Charles Arkley.
Give all of these guys like $10,000 a pop. Trottier, Gillies, that's what I'm saying. So now you spend how many players? A half a dozen players. You spend $60,000, and look at how much goodwill that you create.
Well,
is that better than taking out some ads or putting?
Well, the Islanders weren't running this.
SNY or something like that.
So it was an outside organization, wasn't the Islanders? But that's a good point. The teams do pick up some players depending on, John Starks always says nice things about Jim Dolan, so.
Of course he does. He's on his payroll.
I know. So anyway, but the Islanders are in first place. Back-to-back wins over the Penguins and a shootout win over the Devils.
No, shutout win over the Devils.
Yeah,
shutout. You said shootout.
Oh, shootout. I'm sorry.
Shootout win over the Penguins. One of them. Yes. After a surprisingly convincing 6-3 win.
Yes.
So the Penguins got slapped around a little bit.
Yeah. So who thought the Islanders would be in first place, especially after losing John Tavares? But it seems like they've become I hate to say it, a better team without him.
No, let's not get crazy here. But they are.
They're in first place. I can't remember when they were in first place with Tavares.
Well, this is what we were talking about, actually, for the last couple of years. This is the power of a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, well,
they were this time last week or when this 5-game winning streak started, they were in 5th place. and you win a few in a row, and that's all it takes. All of a sudden, boom, 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 and you open the paper on a Monday, and hey, the Islanders are in first place.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. But that's what happens. And this is what happens when a team just wins a few in a row. And that for the last couple of years, the Islanders haven't been able to do that.
No.
Now, I can say with some measure of certainty that the Islanders without John Tavares are a more balanced team because they have to be.
Right.
They absolutely have to be because they lost one of the top probably 5 players in the NHL. But this is what's necessary. Barry Trotz has got them playing better defense, much better defense, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
And they're getting goals from a lot of different players. So, I mean, I'm never going to say that the Islanders are better without John Tavares, but they're certainly a different team without him. And I think more players are taking responsibility for how the team performs, as opposed to a lot of guys just kind of shrugging their shoulders and say, well, JT will figure something out.
Well, that could be. I mean, I should say that the Maple Leafs are in second place. They're 9-5, actually, which is better than the Islanders. They're 8-4-1.
Huh? What are you talking about? You're in the
Leafs.
wrong division.
I know,
Maple
I'm
Leafs,
just saying.
Maple Leafs aren't in the Islanders
I
division.
know. I'm just saying they're in the Atlantic division. They're 9-5.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you know what Tavares has given to Toronto, maybe.
They're undoubtedly a better team with him.
Yeah,
you add a superstar, and you're going to be a better team.
Right, and the Devils and the Rangers. Oh, the Rangers are 7th in the Metropolitan Division. They're 6-7-1, and the Devils are 5-5-1. So
The Rangers are they're playing better lately, but Coach Quinn, who left BU, Boston University, to come to the Rangers,
right.
he might live to regret that move.
Well, he has to take that chance.
Oh, of course.
You want to get out that you get a good team,
well,
or you have a difference on the team.
He doesn't necessarily have to take that chance. Let's face it. Jack Parker coached at Boston University for about 30 years.
Yeah, but
he had a nice little gig going for himself. Believe me.
Yeah, I know that, and I know college coaches they get settled and they become the kings of their campus or whatever.
Right, pretty much. Especially at BU. I mean, hockey is.
Yeah, it's a big school.
Nobody cares about football there.
Well, that's true. So, but the Islanders are in first. Well, it's incredible. It's in, let's go Islanders. I guess is the best way to look at it. LGI. So good for the Islanders. Anyway, let's go to the Giants. They played good this week.
No, you mean the Jets.
No, the Giants.
The Giants won a bye week.
Oh, that's right. That's why they played so well.
Oh, you're doing comedy. I get it. Oh, man.
That's funny.
Wow.
But I was thinking, Sam Darnold.
I hope not for that joke, I hope.
Oh, I wrote that joke,
last
night.
That joke took all of about a half a second of thinking.
I'm thinking Sam Darnold must want the Giants to play every week, even though they're not played this past week. Because
why, to take the focus off of him?
Yep.
And the Jets and
right.
how miserable and pathetic they were yesterday?
Yes, they were.
I had that game yesterday. So
CBS?
My man Robbie Randazzo, he hooks me up. He gives me the Giants or the Jets so I can talk about them on our fine radio show and be an informed person here. But yesterday, that game was absolutely miserable.
Horrible.
It was 6-3 at halftime. There was not a single decent play, and both teams on offense were just a nightmare. Brock Osweiler was leading the Dolphins, and as bad as Brock Osweiler is, or was and is, he was excited after the game. And they were like, somebody in the press in the post game press conference asked him something to the effect of, "Well, what did you think about the game?" And he was like, "I thought it was great." And they were like, "What?" And he's like, "We won."
You know
and
what?
I was like, dude, thanks in no part to anything that you
but
did.
You know what? That's the right answer. That's the right answer. Your team
won. It was a miserable game.
It was a miserable game. And he's right. We won. That is the great answer.
I normally wouldn't disagree because I am in no way am I against winning ugly. I go through this every week with my Tottenham fan friends. Who they're all like, if Spurs don't win 4-0 and score all 4 of those goals in the first 15 minutes of the game, then it's a disaster and the team sucks and everything is just going to pot. But Miami's offense did nothing yesterday. They were pretty much as bad as the Jets' offense, which was really horrible. The only
They
difference
were really bad.
The
Really
only difference in the game was that Sam Darnold threw an interception that was returned for a touchdown. And that was Jerome Baker, linebacker, 25 yards on the pick six, and that was the game. Brock Osweiler had little or nothing to do with that win. And he was talking after the game like this is great, we won. And it's great, winning, like I said. I'm never going to talk bad about winning because that's the ultimate goal. But the Dolphins had 7 first downs yesterday. And they still won. That's how bad it was. The Jets on their first 3 possessions went 3 and out.
Right.
So you're talking more than a quarter of football. And they didn't after I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was after 3 possessions they had something like 20 total yards. It's embarrassing. And it comes back to me. It comes back to the offensive line because you can talk all you want about Sam Darnold and he certainly is regressing. And to me, if Sam Darnold is in game 9 of his season and he's not showing progress, now I have to start thinking, is Todd Bowles the right guy for the job? Because my sole concern, if I am Christopher Johnson, the I don't know, what is he? Is he the acting owner or is he now the owner? I don't even know.
Well, isn't Woody a diplomat in England or something?
Woody's an ambassador until Trump gets impeached.
Yeah.
But if my sole concern, if I am Christopher Johnson, is I need to find me a coach who can get Sam Darnold developed so that next year he is more Jared Goff or Carson Wentz than he is Mark Sanchez. Because yesterday he was Mark Sanchez. And they cannot allow that to repeat.
What's causing Darnold to regress? What's missing that he had?
He's being pressured. His offensive coordinator.
But if he's being pressured, that's normal
coordinator
football.
is showing no creativity. This guy Bates, he was awful yesterday, just terrible. But the line. I mean, first of all, the Jets have said all season that they are built to run. All right, and which I don't understand, but fine. All right, if that's what you want to do, you build a team around the running game. You allow your rookie quarterback to kind of ease himself in and give him more responsibility as the season goes on. That's all, and that's fine. But when the running game gets stopped, and that's what teams are doing now, they're stopping the Jets' running game. You need solutions in the passing game, and there were none. There were absolutely none. Quincy Enunwa didn't catch his first pass until the third quarter yesterday. Robbie Anderson did next to nothing. These are supposed to be the Jets' 2 big receivers.
Right.
No, they did nothing.
So you're blaming the offensive coach.
The offensive coach, I got to put the blame on Bowles. He's the head coach. He's supposed to be part of this. He's a defensive guy, and like I said, the defense played great yesterday. Jets defense.
They only let up 13 points.
Well, no, they let up 6 points. The offense is for that touchdown. The defense had nothing to do with that touchdown.
Okay, good point.
So, the defense played really well. But if you're the head coach, you're responsible for both sides of the ball. You're not just responsible for the defense. If he wants to be responsible just for the defense, fine, go be a defensive coordinator. Go be Rex Ryan. We've been through this with the Jets already. The Rex years. At least Rex was a better quote. So, at some point, the Jets need to figure it out, and they need to decide, is Bowles the right guy? And by default, is McCagnon the right guy?
Right.
Because either you clean house after this season, or you're saying...
they have contracts, I think, till 2020.
Doesn't matter.
But what I'm saying is you're right. If McCagnon goes, Bowles goes.
Said I was right.
Bowles goes, McCagnon goes. They both get kicked out together.
It's you either clean house and get that done, or you tell these guys that, all right, the job is yours for the next few years, and make that public announcement that, hey, Bowles is our guy. We believe in him.
I don't know if I believe in him anymore.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there have been times over the years where I know a lot of people have been unhappy with Bowles. I've been a defender of Bowles.
You have.
I think he's a good guy. I'm starting to wonder if he's a good coach. Because yesterday's performance was horrible. it was borderline disgusting. That's how bad it was.
Well, yeah, I think it reaches a point if you're in that game.